What choice did you make that everyone thought was insane? My landlord died and left me his entire apartment building in his will. I was 24 years old working as a delivery driver and barely making rent on my studio apartment in Brooklyn. The building was worth close to $8 million. I never even met the guy's family. Here's what actually happened. When I moved into apartment 3B 2 years earlier, the landlord was this grumpy old man who lived in the penthouse. Everyone in the building hated him. He'd bang on your door at midnight if your music was too loud. He'd leave passive-aggressive notes about trash in the hallways. He raised rent every single year without fail. But I noticed something nobody else did. This guy was always alone. No visitors, no family stopping by, just him and his cat. One night around 11 p.m., I was coming home from my shift and saw him in the lobby struggling with grocery bags. He dropped one and oranges were rolling everywhere. I helped him pick them up and carried everything to his apartment. He didn't say thank you, just grunted and closed the door. The next week I saw him again, same situation. This time I said, "Hey, I work for a grocery delivery service. I can add your building to my route." He looked at me like I was trying to scam him. "Why would you do that?" I shrugged. "Because you're gonna throw your back out carrying all this stuff." From then on, I'd deliver his groceries twice a week. He still never really talked to me, just handed me cash and a $2 tip. Always exactly $2. But after a few months, he started leaving the door open when I delivered. I'd see him sitting in his chair watching old Chinese films with subtitles. One time he asked if I wanted tea. I said sure. We sat there for 20 minutes in complete silence drinking tea and watching some black and white movie I didn't understand. That became our thing. Twice a week I'd deliver groceries, he'd make tea, we'd watch part of whatever movie was on. He never asked about my life. I never asked about his. We just existed in the same space. And one delivery day his door was locked. I knocked. Nothing. I called the super who had a key. We found my landlord in his chair. He died watching one of his movies. The cat was curled up on his lap. 3 weeks later, a lawyer showed up at my apartment. The old man had changed his will 6 months earlier. He left me the entire building, all 12 units. His family, 2 sons and a daughter in California, got nothing. The lawyer said he wrote in the will that his children hadn't visited him in 14 years, not even for holidays. He said I was the only person in New York who treated him like a human being. His family lost their minds. They sued me immediately, said I manipulated a senile old man, that I was a con artist who targeted elderly people. The case went on for 8 months. During the trial, his daughter testified that I must have drugged him or tricked him somehow. His sons claimed their father was mentally incompetent. Their lawyer kept asking me, "What did you do to convince him to give you $8 million?" I told the truth. I carried his groceries and drank tea with him twice a week. The judge didn't believe me at first. Nobody did. Why would a millionaire leave everything to some random 24-year-old delivery driver? But then the lawyer presented evidence. The landlord had kept a journal. In it, he wrote about how his children only called when they needed money, how his ex-wife took half his money in the divorce and never spoke to him again, how he'd built that building from nothing after immigrating from Taiwan, and none of his kids cared about his sacrifices. The last entry was dated 2 days before he died. It said, "I found out today that the delivery boy brings my cat treats when he comes. He thinks I don't notice, but I see him slip them under the mail table. He never asked for anything from me. Not once. He just shows up and keeps an old man company. I'm changing my will tomorrow. My children can have their inheritance from their mother. This building goes to someone who actually gave a damn." I won the case. His family appealed and lost again. I now own a building worth $8 million because I spent 40 minutes a week drinking tea with a lonely old man. My friends think I'm crazy for keeping it. They say I should sell it immediately, take the money and live on a beach somewhere. But I can't. The old man trusted me with something he built with his own hands. So I still live in apartment 3B. I still deliver groceries, just now to my own tenants. And I haven't raised rent once. His cat lives with me now. Sometimes I make tea and put on those old Chinese films even though I still don't understand them. Everyone says I'm throwing away millions by not selling. But the landlord didn't leave me a building. He left me a responsibility. And unlike his kids, I'm not going to abandon it.